ninth chords. Hello, people. Yes, it's me again. I think I'm in focus there. I hope I am. I haven't got my glasses on. How are we? I hope you're all well. And this session I'm going to do on ninth chords. It might be a little bit advanced for beginner guitarists, but in saying that, there are things you can apply here if you don't know how to play your ninth chords, or if they're a little bit of a physical challenge. I'll show you some alternatives as you practice your ninth chords until the muscles in the hands get nice and loose and they're not screaming and begging for mercy. Before we get started, quickly, for those of you who are return viewers, thank you. I'm starting to gain some momentum and support. Subscriptions are up. View time's getting there. I think I've still got to articulate a little bit more, but thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please do subscribe. And for those of you who might have not watched before, I also have my website with full free sessions, free lessons. You can book a mentoring sessions, coaching sessions, tuition, guitar, songwriting, you name it. It's up there. Have a look at it. The link will be below. And I appreciate your support. Okay, ninth chords. They're fantastic. They're awesome. They take a little bit of getting used to. For those of you who are not familiar, I will have tab, which you will be able to get on the website. You will need to subscribe to my website to get all the free material. That's all I ask. It's all free. Ninth chord, we're playing we're going to end up, look, I'm going to start where we're going to end up because that's the key. And we're going to end up in A minor. And we're going to end up in A minor where we're playing out of the bar chord A minor up on your 5th, 6th, 7th fret. But we're going to simplify that because we also, in this video, I'm going to show you some improvisation. Now all of this came about from, I used to do a version of Stormy Monday, a solo performance where I played it on electric, very clean, very compressed and sexy yet sad. And it was in A minor. So I needed to improvise because I was a solo performer and because I wanted to get out of that standard blues, what you'd sort of blues turnarounds, which I love, but I wanted to get out of, into and I wanted to be able to improvise, and this is why we hold the A minor chord. I have a ringing root note, which if you've seen in my other videos, this is a great improvisation practice for those of you who are learning to play your scales, your pentatonics. Because I've got that ringing out A note. I can reinforce the chord. So what I'm doing in this structure is we've got resolving into our A minor, we've got F, we've got E, A. F, E, resolves back to A. For those of you who aren't familiar with ninth chords, and when I say aren't familiar, they might be a bit of a physical challenge, think of it this way. When I'm playing this ninth, I'm using first and second finger. They're your root, they're your bass notes, they're your tone quality from the chord. So you can actually start by going. That's a great start, because what you want to then do is, I use my little finger, and I'm pretty sure most people would, because I don't know how you take your third finger, but then you literally want to Last, the G, B, and E. You want to smother them. You want to fret them on the same fret that your second finger is, F. So you can go anywhere with this, but I'm playing it slowly to introduce you to it. But that's all I'm doing. That's all I did through the whole song. And the key is when you hit this A minor, you want that A root note just to ring out. And then now you see the A minor. For those of you not familiar with this, just remember your A minor bar chord up on the 5th. You want to be able to play phrases and licks, so you want to put your hand in a position where it can do that. Again, if you've seen my videos on mechanics of the hand and muscle memory, let's not say muscle memory, mechanics of the hand that are going to allow you to play. You can't play, I mean you can, but you want, again, think of our beautiful Stevie Ray. So that's why we hold the A in this position here. Thumbs on the back of the neck, allows my shoulder to drop. And I quickly want to touch on this. And if you've watched any of my other videos, and the beginner guitarist video especially, you need to move your body constantly and change angles and change positioning when playing with this left. If your fretted hand, left arm for me. Either if you're a left-handed guitarist, right-handed guitarist, you know what I'm saying. You need to constantly be positioning. You can't be rigid, and I can't emphasize this enough. If you're rigid in your guitar playing, it'll come out in your guitar playing. You have to be relaxed, and you have to constantly move and drop the shoulder when need and bring it up. So always allow your body to move and allow your hand to direct your playing. So with this, I can do a few things in these ninth chords. Now, in the intro, so you can get very jazzy. I mean, this is the only difference between blues and jazz. Yes, the scales are a little bit different, but it's the style, it's the emphasis you put on things. It's right hand finger picking too essential. We're not going to go into that. I've been into that in most of my videos, but for this, if you want to know what I'm doing with the right hand, I'm just syncopated picking like in the last few videos. I'm not sure if you've watched those with the juke joint blues, syncopation. So that is the fundamentals of how I'm playing this arrangement. The other thing that you start to do is, again, any finger that's spare, try it out. Go experiment. Try things that might work. You get those hammer-ons, the double stops. Now, once you've mastered that, what I'd like you to try and do is this. Form bass runs coming back into your first chord. This is our resolve A minor key. Root chord, if you want to call it that, tonic, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're playing. Now, what I'm doing there is I play around and I listen. I don't really like that. I like that. So I'm creating a little run that's going to lead me into being able to hit that root note of that first chord of the F, ninth. So a great practice is, okay, again, your fingers are going to show you the way, because you need to end up on your first chord up here, and you've got to go from the chord you resolved into. So I'm not going to use this finger to get caught up anywhere, because I need it to make this chord. Again, when you start playing to the drum track, then you have to be spot on. I will provide this drum loop, and also at the end of this video there will be a close-up of exactly what I'm doing. So you'll have the close-up, you'll have the drum loop, which will be on the website, and you'll have the tab, which will be on the website. So you can get on there, download all of that. But the close-up will be at the end of this video, which isn't far away. So just to establish your end result from this video, get familiar with ninth chords, because they're great chords. You know, you've also got the, when you get comfortable with that one, you can expand that little finger up one. And you can Stevie away to your heart's content. You can do lots of stuff. But for now, we're going to stick with my version of Stormy Monday. So again, the end result, familiar with ninth chords, the chord you're resolving in or the key you're playing in, start to allow yourself to play improvisation out of that chord. Allow your root note to ring out. It's supporting you. Don't worry about the drum loop yet, because what you want to start to do is get your improv. If you're practicing improv, don't practice it to the drum loop until you're comfortable with the area you're playing in. So let that ring out. Practice it just in the minor. That's your practice. I hope that was good. Ninth up, get ninethy. Get a lift, get ninethy into A minor. And I will see you next session. Cheers, take care.